My universe responds to my attention too. That is the heading. My universe. That's important to note. My universe. Not everybody else's universe. Only my universe. Because I cannot create for another person, but I can manage what I'm creating in my little bubble. So it's all about what I'm creating for myself, and the way I create is based on what I give attention to. Attention, meaning whatever thoughts you're thinking about it, you are giving attention. The process of noticing something is the process of giving it your attention. It is the process of thinking about it. As I'm talking to people who are into law of attraction, and we have discussions about what is a thought and what is a negative thought and what is a positive thought, what I found is most people feel that if they're focused on something that's not really important, like flipping a light switch on and off, that does not involve thinking. But that's not true. Anything that you focus on, anything that you give your attention to, means that you are thinking about it. And that's an important distinction, because sometimes we talk about that person or that situation that has nothing to do with my life, but if I'm focusing on it, I am thinking about it. And if I am thinking about it, then I am activating the vibration of it. I am not activating that event. I am activating a vibration that is similar to that vibration. And that is a very important distinction for us to understand, because we're not creating the exact event. So let's say that you meet someone and they are afflicted with some sort of illness. By thinking about it or giving your attention to your friend does not mean that you're activating that illness in your life. But what you are doing is that you're activating that vibration in your life. And when you activate the vibration, that is what translates into things that are also on that vibration, which can now come into your life. Does that kind of make sense? Maybe? Yes? So let's take a more graphic example. Let's say that topical these days is the spread of the coronavirus. So let's say that you are listening to the news, you're watching something on TV that's talking about the coronavirus. Now, what does that do? Well, it brings your happy world down to a fearful vibration. So if this was the emotional scale, here's joy and here's despair. But somewhere over here is fear. It's a negative vibration. It's below the midpoint, which is the worry line. So it's somewhere over here. Fear is not a positive thing. So when you watch this news, it brings you right down here to a vibration of fear, and you start thinking thoughts like, oh my God, so many people are getting affected, and who knows when it's going to come into my community or whatever, things like that. Now, I want to make sure that you understand this, because your focusing on it is not going to bring coronavirus to you unless you have belief systems as well that support that particular event happening in your life. But if it's just a vibration of fear, then other things that reflect that vibration to you will enter your life. For example, you might be late at work, and if that creates fear because your supervisor is harsh, then you have now had a manifestation that confirms to you where you are on the emotional scale. That's how this emotional guidance system works. That event of being late and your supervisor driving fear into you is an indication that you need to change what you're paying your attention to, because one fearful event will then, if you don't shift your thoughts, will bring other fearful events to you. And if you keep giving attention to things that create fear, like the example of the virus, and if your belief system is that this is a dangerous thing and it can happen to anyone, and you continuously give attention to it, then of course you are opening your door to it. But opening your door to something does not happen that quickly. It does take time, which is fantastic. We don't want instantaneous manifestations, good or bad. Good, yes, we want those ones. We want someone to throw a bag of money at us. We want to win the lottery instantaneously. But because everything works the same way, we don't want bad things to work in that way. And so we have to take both the good and the bad with a buffer of time. Because what the buffer of time enables us to do is that it gives us the opportunity to work on our vibration and turn it around if we don't like what is coming to us. Hi, Tracy. Nice to see you here. Right? So if I was to pay attention to what's happening, and if I was to say to myself, oh, I must have dropped down to a vibration of fear, and that is why I was late at work, and I called, or I brought upon myself whatever my supervisor threw at me as a result. That's a negative vibration. That's a negative manifestation. It is telling me that I am giving far too much attention to things that are causing fear to me. Wait a second. What was I giving my attention to today? Oh yes, I was listening to the news. I heard all about how many people had accidents and how many died and how many people were murdered in the city. And then I listened to news about the coronavirus, and all of that did not feel good. Okay, so the universe is telling me, stop it. The universe is saying, stop doing that. So that means I am going to turn the news off because it takes me down the emotional scale. And I'm going to put my attention on something that is more positive. What can I think about in this moment that is more positive? Well, let me see. I like the clothes I'm wearing. I like that I went and had coffee with one of my friends and we caught up with each other. I like that it's going to be spring soon. I love that. I love going out for a walk with my puppy. Those things feel good. And that's all I need to do. That is the work. And it's the same thing that applies to abundance as well. If we do the work to shift our point of attraction, better things start coming to us. So, Abraham says these words and I love them, so I'm going to read them out to you. When you tell someone, yes, come to me, you expect them to come. When you say, no, go away from me, you expect them to go. But you live in an attraction-based universe, an inclusion-based universe, which simply means that there is no such thing as a no. Yes, come to me means it will come, and no, go away from me means that it will also come, because there is no no. By giving attention to something, you call it to you. So if you didn't want someone to be rude to you and you said, stop being rude to me, you're actually instigating more rudeness. When you say, these things are too expensive for me, you are instigating situations where you will not have money for all the things that you want. It's as simple as that. It's about noticing when we say those kinds of things and then doing something about it. Don't leave your vibration there. Do something to shift it. And shifting it does not have to involve 10 push-ups. It does not even have to involve 1 push-up. Shifting your attention simply has to do with putting your attention on something else. And it can be something really simple. Doesn't matter, as long as you're not giving your attention to those things that are upsetting to you, those things that instigate fear or any other negative emotion inside you. Don't give attention to them.